Okay, guys, get ready with me while I tell you my whole life story. Crazy. So, basically, when I was 10, I was super depressed. Because I've been sexually assaulted by, I can't say who, but one of my cousins. And it traumatized me. Anyways, then I found out my mom was clean. Yeah, my real mom. So basically, I lived with her when I was 11. Well, 10 and a half. And when I started living with them, they were telling me, oh, you can't wear black. You know, saying that I can't do this, I can't do that. Can't be me, basically. I couldn't even have a phone. I was yeah. They always be yelling at me if I use my phone. You know, they'd be like, you're not supposed to use your phone. Give it back to me. They'd be like that. I remember one time I was in the car and I was playing on my phone and I was 10. And this was my mom's boyfriend. And he was like, give me your phone. And I was like, no, this is my phone, you know? And my aunt told me, Abby, if your mom is doing again, tell me, you know? Because she was clean. Not even for a long time. I don't think when she was with me even. My mom didn't even care. My mom was pregnant. She didn't fend for me. Didn't care. I started hanging out with boys. My mom's boyfriend be like, you're going to get pregnant. You know, to an 11-year-old. Like, what? You know, and me, I was scared. I was like, I'm never into that. One time, the same boy I was hanging out with, he asked me if we could do it. The deed. Guys, I said no. And he was like, when I got home that night, he was like, oh, you probably did with the boy, or you're going to get pregnant. You know, you're hanging out with that same boy. I'm like, no. You know. And there's one time I was doing the dish. Well, he told me to do the dishes. I said no. Because I didn't know how to do the dishes back then. My mom was the one that was doing the dishes until she stopped because she was pregnant with my little sister. This is probably part 2 and part 3. Just letting you know. So I basically was like, oh, I'm not doing it. He slapped me. Like, boom, slapped me. I was like crying, saying that this is abuse. You're hitting me. You know. Yeah. Very, very scary. I was little. Yeah. It was very, very traumatizing. Very traumatizing. And this is a real story. So, I lived with them for 3 years. Yeah, guys, 3 years. That's crazy. But so I basically went to school the next day, and me and him were literally fighting. And I think he teared up my whole clothes, all of my jackets, my sweatshirts. I was freezing outside. I told the lady, is it abuse if someone hits you? And she said, what do you mean? I said, my parent. What if my parent hits you? Guess what she said? No, it's not. That's, how do you say it? Just like what he said. That's parenting your own child. How is abusing your own kid parenting your own child? Like, I get it, you yell at them, but I don't think that's parenting, to be honest with you. I think that's abusive right there. So I was like, that's weird. You know, that's wrong right there. And I didn't say anything about it. I just thought, oh, maybe I am a safe place. You know? So when I was 12, when I was 12, I lived in Salinas. That time I lived in Marina. This time when we moved to Salinas, it was alright. You know, I saw my family. I couldn't see my cousin because he was in Oregon, but you know, I saw my family, and it was like cool and all, you know, but I liked Salinas a lot, but everyone was just turning against me, low-key, when I got out of Salinas. I don't know why, but I feel like I have a lot of ops there, a lot. Anyways, so I lived in Salinas, and basically one time I went to therapy, and I told my therapist because one time my mom's boyfriend, they basically got married and they had the baby, and basically he was like my stepdad, but let's go and call him my mom's ex-husband. My mom's ex-husband they basically fighted in front of my sister, like throwing things, hitting each other, and I've been through the same thing, you know, with my own parents, because my dad is doing what my mom did before she got custody of me. He's in the streets right now. But I talk to him. I love him. You know, at least he's still out of my life than my mom. But anyways, so I told them that I basically hid my little sister when they were fighting in my own room. They were like, so you were taking care of your sister? And I was like, yeah, basically. I put music on, you know, and basically kind of took care of her. And literally, the people that was like friends with them, they're friends with them because trying to help me and my sister in the situation. So they were helping, basically, they were friends with them. And they were trying to help us. The thing is, my mom's ex-husband was trying to get rid of me. They were telling their friends, oh, stay with them, like all the fucking time. All the time. And I didn't even know them like that, you know what I mean? I mean, they are a safe place. They really, really were. You know, I like watched TV with them. They were like a family with me. Like they were basically family. And like their own family is like basically my family now. I love them. They basically help me with everything a lot. And I'm very, very grateful having those two people because they mean everything to me. If I didn't have them, I'd probably, I don't know. Anyways, I'll tell you the whole story, what happened, why I don't live with them. When I turned 13 and a half. 13. So, okay, I'll keep telling you the story. So, CPS basically came to our own house and said, I need to go and speak to your daughter. They basically told me to mind my own fucking business and just tell them, oh, like, I'm fine, nothing here to worry, just lie to CPS. Me? I was scared. I was very, very scared. Hold on. I need to let my dog in.